Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the January 12th session of the Bellingham City Council. Call this meeting to order. Just one announcement. The Bellingham City Council meets all requirements of the State of Washington Open Meetings Act, and would Mayor Linville lead us in the flag salute? Roll call.
Terry Borneman.
Here.
Dan Hamill. Here. Jean Knudsen.
Here.
Michael Ehlquist.
Here.
Roxanne Murphy.
Here.
Pinky Vargas. Here. Jack Weiss.
Here.
Thank you.
All accounted for. Now we go to our 15-minute public comment period. Is nobody signed up? Is there anybody in the audience that wants to come up and say anything tonight? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move right along. We'll go to our first standing committee in Public Works and Public Safety. Terry Borneman's the chair.
Thank you, Gene. We had one item before the committee today, and it was a bid award for the Federal Buildings Renovation Project Phase 2. This is the second phase of a multi-year $18 million historic preservation project at the Federal Building, which will provide seismic upgrade, electrical and mechanical improvements, and construction of city government office space throughout the first floor of the building. The city provided 109 solicitations and received 4 bids. Tiger Construction from Everson, Washington was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, taking into account the base bid and bid alternates 1, 2, and 3. Initially, Dawson Construction was the apparent low bidder, but Dawson Construction subsequently withdrew its bid on bid alternative 2 and 3 due to mathematical errors, thereby rendering its total bid non-responsive. Therefore, the staff recommends awarding the contract for the base bid plus bid alternates 1, 2, and 3 to Tiger Construction of Everson, Washington as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. The committee recommended approval, and I so move.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Just my usual, Ted. I see we're 109 solicitations. We only get 4. Is that because everybody's busy, or the scope of work, or?
I think what happens is people are signed up for any projects that the city puts out to bid, and so
Automatically?
Yeah, so a lot of people take a look at it, but ultimately many of those contractors, it's either not the type of work they do, or it may be something like you suggested that they just don't have it in their work program. But mostly we cast a wide net, and a lot of people are interested in it, but ultimately there's only a handful of contractors that would want to bid on a project like this.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? Okay, all those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Okay, we now go to Committee of the Whole. The first item is Neighborhood Police Officer Program. This afternoon, Chief Cook gave us a brief presentation on the Neighborhood Police Program. We were introduced to Dante Alexander and Eric Osterkamp, and he gave an overview of the program, which I think is going to be great for our neighborhoods, and hopefully it's the start of something better in years to come. We get more than a couple, but I've already received calls, and a lot of times those are the kind of calls that council people get too, so that's going to be nice that they can get talk to actual police officers out in the field. So I'm happy for that. That was just information only. Anybody want to say anything about that? Next item is rental registration and inspection. It's going to be hard to get people to talk tonight, because unless you want to talk football, it's not going to work. Rental housing registration inspection program update. Council approved first and second reading on ordinance establishing the rental registration inspection program on December 15th. Staff is currently developing the implementation process for this program and present a status update on the efforts to date. Fees associated with this program will be considered by council prior to implementation. This afternoon we heard from Rick Seppler, our Planning Community Development Director, and he handed out a rental registration process form and went through that. And I have to say that since I've been around, and a lot of the other council members have been working on this, especially Jack and Michael, it is really refreshing to see things moving forward and getting cooperation from I'm not trying to single anybody out, but getting cooperation from the planning department and the mayor's office is really refreshing to see. And it's something that years ago when we first started this, that didn't happen. So I think we've come a long way with this, and it's really nice to see it moving forward in the right way. Everybody's involved, and we're all moving in a good direction. So, anybody else have anything to say? I'm not going to ask what the score is because we're going to know here very soon. Okay, now we will go to evening minutes of the City Council regular meeting on the 5th of January.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Any old or new business?
Yeah.
Terry?
Yeah, I just want to remind folks of next Monday at noon here at City Hall. It's Martin Luther King holiday, but we will be having Martin Luther King celebration here in City Hall. Culshan Chorus will be here singing. Roxanne Murphy will be the MC for the program. We've got some great speakers lined up. It will be from noon to 1 o'clock over the lunch hour, so stop on down.
Okay. Roxanne brought up this afternoon, anybody wanting to sit on the Marine Resources Committee? Has anybody thought about that, or will we leave that open for another week or so?
Or what I could do is, for example, attend Marine Resources and then attend school board and just tell, them that I had to miss.
Roxanne, when is it?
It's
Thursday.
first Thursday.
First Thursday of every
from
month.
6 to 8.
Yeah. Okay. We'll, Pinky, Betsy?
Different subject.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to provide an update on the Georgetown University Energy Prize and let you know that the City of Bellingham has won a semifinalist position. There are 50 cities, and Bellingham is one of them, so woohoo! We launched on January 1st, we started, and there will be a national announcement by Georgetown University on Thursday. So look for that as well. We'll do a local one, but we're just very excited to know that we have made it to the semifinalists, and we have a 2-year competition in front of us, and it's going to take all of us to win. And that's $5 million we can bring towards city dollars.
How many is in the finals?
50? There are 50 cities that
What
have
do they whittle
made
it
finals.
down to?
So at the end of the 2-year competition, it'll be whittled down to 10 cities. So we have an opportunity, it goes from 10 and then to 3 finalists that will actually all be given a prize.
Michael?
Just a little more information on that for the public. It will be measured on 2 things. Energy consumption by local government, that's the city as well as the school districts, and then also energy consumption by the residents of Bellingham. So part of the effort will be to help the people of Bellingham to also cut their energy consumption, and the city which cuts it the most wins.
Thanks, Michael.
Sounds great. Okay, now we'll go and report on executive session. We had 6 items. The first item was litigation, City of Bellingham versus Daniel Bennett and the Department of Labor and Industries. Staff provided information on a litigation matter. Direction given, no action was taken. The next item was potential property acquisition. Staff provided information on potential property acquisition. Direction given, no action was taken. Item 3 was potential property acquisition. Staff provided information on a potential property acquisition. Direction given, no action taken. Number 4 was litigation. Fred Meyer Stores, Inc. appeal of the MDNS and consolidated permit issued for the Costco project. Staff provided information on this litigation matter. Direction was given, no action was taken. And number 5 was litigation. Furlan versus Chuckanut Community Forest Park District, Whatcom County, Stephen Oliver and the City of Bellingham, Whatcom County Superior Court. Staff provided information on this litigation matter. Direction was given, no action was taken. And number 6 was litigation, Cornelius versus the City of Bellingham, Whatcom Superior Court. Staff provided information on this litigation matter. Direction was given, and no action was taken. We now go into our mayor's report.
I'll be quick. We've extended the naming of the fireboat. If anybody's been in my little workroom, we have a picture of it on the wall. And we're encouraging all Bellingham Public Schools 2nd and 3rd and 4th grade students to talk to their teachers and submit a name for the fireboat. Those that are interested can also contact Bellingham Fire Department. And we'll be trying to get some more information out about that, because I know the fire department and the school district are pretty excited about having the children, students name the boat. Terry mentioned MLK Day, and also it's a day of service from 10 a.m. to 1 at Maritime Heritage Park, and through the Nooksack Salmon Enhancement Association in the city through Parks and Rec. So we're hoping that we get a lot of volunteers to continue to work on with volunteers on Maritime Heritage Park. Following the council work session on Monday, the 26th, we are going to have from 4 to 6 celebration of the 75th anniversary of City Hall building. And so we're going to have refreshments and I'll say good building and that kind of stuff. Okay. And I think you probably already all know this, but Nick Hartridge is the new executive director for the Bellingham Partnership. He has met with city staff to talk about some of our mutual goals, and he had a very nice editorial in the newspaper yesterday, I think it was, or was it this morning? Anyway.
He was from Sustainable Connections, right?
He was from Sustainable Connections. He went down to Portland and was there for 2 years, and he's back, and he's got a lot of enthusiasm, and he's really excited about Bellingham actually being named a Main Street program by the state, which is pretty exciting, because that's something I had been talking about since I became mayor, because I knew that was a local tool that we used to grant at the state level. And so anyway, I'm very excited about his energy and think that it'll be a good partnership between the partnership and the city. And other than that, you just have to
It's information only.
information only. Okay. Katie Pliwa has been appointed to the Domestic Violence Commission. She's a student at Western, so she's representing Western, and she also works in the program up there. And I usually ask people why they want to participate or volunteer. And she said because as she is helping with resources for students that are going through any kind of domestic violence, she believes that developing personal relationships with the providers is very important. And I thought that was very insightful for a college student. I think that's probably the best answer I've ever gotten about why you want to be on something, because she really wants to make a difference. So anyway, so that's information for you to have. Other than that, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Consent agenda.
Move approval.
Second.
Gotta be a little faster.
Yeah.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries 7-0. Final consideration of ordinances. Linda Lou.
That's my name.
She's
Well,
been
it's
called
not-
out since she was just a wee little girl.
It's not really, but Jean thinks it is.
She's put me in my place. That's it. Thanks, Linda.
I've been called worse.
So have I. It's early yet.
Call people